Hey guys, welcome back. It is Music Monday again. I really am loving this series. I might have to keep it up. Maybe. I'll see if I have enough music stuff to talk about every week. But basically today I wanted to talk to you guys about 5 songs that have really strong memories tied to them for me. There are more than just these 5, obviously. But the first song that I really have a memory tied to is Juice Coop by the Beach Boys. I remember growing up, my dad always had cars. We always had an abundance of cars that my dad was working on. He worked at several different shops growing up, and we had a garage in our house for a long time. And at one point we had this sticky tack blue Corvair, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And once my dad finally got it up and running, we took it out for a spin once, and that song was on the radio. And I just, I have a very vivid memory of that, in that car, and that time and being with my dad. I would say that was probably late 90s, probably maybe early 90s. Probably in the early 90s. So, yeah, that's one of my favorite memories I have with my dad, too. So, it's kind of 2 in 1 for that one. The second song that I have a very specific memory involving is anything off of Hanson's Middle of Nowhere album. Basically, that album came out when I was in middle school, and I fell in love with Hanson. Everything from Mbop to Madeline to Yearbook to... And if you guys are too young to know this album, I'm sorry, but Hanson was my thing, and it still is my thing. Their new stuff is actually really great, and they've grown and evolved so much since Mbop. Actually, I have it right here. This is so funny. My mom found this in some of my stuff in Washington State and brought it to me. It's the cassette tape. Oh, there's dust flying. Ooh. The cassette tape of that album. Yeah. How funny is that? But this thing right here has some really great memories tied to it. I remember getting all those teeny bopper magazines with their faces in them, and my room at our old house, we had bunk beds, and my little sister had the top bunk and I was on the bottom bunk. My entire bunk bed walling thing was covered in Hanson posters. They're on my list of concerts to go see at some point in my life because I haven't had a chance to see them yet. In my sophomore year of high school, one of my friends committed suicide. I have a tattoo that has his initials on it. I had just moved across the country. We moved to Washington State halfway through my sophomore year of high school, and 2 months later, one of my really good friends committed suicide. So, the album that got me through that is Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory. I should also tell you that this was the point where I chopped my hair off, started wearing black lipstick, had the pants with the chains on them that you buy from Hot Topic, which I know I told that story a little bit before. I would put my headphones on. This was back before earbuds were a thing. I had the headphones that went behind your head and my little Walkman. It was lime green. That album was what I listened to on repeat for an entire school year. The one song in particular that really I listened to that song on repeat 1,000 times in a row. It's called One Step Closer, and it's pretty angry. But yeah, it was a rough time, so angry music happens. The fourth one for me is Somewhere Out There by Our Lady Peace, and that album reminds me of the summers that I got to come back to Houston. School went out in June, and I was in Houston for at least a month, sometimes 6 weeks in the summer, after my sophomore year of high school, after my junior year of high school, and after my senior year of high school. So 3 summers in a row, that song. And then the second summer, I actually ended up going to see Our Lady Peace with 2 of my really good friends and my sister. We were really, really close to the stage, and that was my first standing room only concert that I'd ever gone to. Anytime I hear it, it's such a sad song too, but anytime I hear it, I just kind of get a little nostalgic for those friends and that summer. And the last song I have to talk about is Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. This song I have a very vivid memory of standing front stage at a concert, Icarus Account concert on Halloween. There was a boy who meant a whole lot to me standing right next to us, and I just had this thought of, oh my gosh, I want to ask him to dance. I want to ask him to dance. And I didn't do it, obviously, and I kind of still to this day regret it because he probably would have danced with me, even though it would have been a little silly being the only people dancing at a concert, but I wouldn't have cared. I have a lot of very vivid memories with that song and that boy. mostly because he played it for me one night on Skype. That's the most recent memory that I have from all those. I have a lot of other ones, but I just chose the, you know, 5 that I could very specifically pick out, like a day or something that went along with it. If you guys have any songs like this, leave them in the comments. I want to know what songs that are just tied to something special to you. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying Music Monday. Subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have, share it with some friends maybe. I'm getting so close to 100 subscribers. It's ridiculous. I'm so excited. I'll be back tomorrow with Tag Tuesday. It's one of those weeks again. I'll see you guys then. I can just